What's up, man? It's JR. As you all may know, boxing has basically come to an end for the year 2012. And this year has been a great year. Legends have passed from Burt Sugar, Johnny Tapia, Hector Camacho, and Emmanuel Stewart. And legends have retired, like Shane Mosley. Larry Merchant recently said he retired, which, kind of sucks. I remember growing up listening to him and Emmanuel Stewart commentate, and they're both not there no more. And but we also have great things like new up and coming fighters like Austin Trout, Leo Santa Cruz, Adrian Broner, and there's plenty more to name. But since the year is over and next year's already around the corner, I just want to talk about fights that I want to see for 2013. There's plenty of fights I want to see, and I think half of you guys are gonna agree with me. I'm gonna start, regular fights, and then work my way up to bigger fights. A fight that I would really want to see is Mike Alvarado versus Brandon Rios, a rematch. The reason why I want to see a rematch, the first fight was hella good, and I think the fight was stopped prematurely. I think Brandon, the referee stopped it a little early, but I think that'll be a hell of a war. I think it could end up becoming one of the best trilogies, or a true reality type of trilogy. I think it could be something great, and I think it's sport of boxing. That could be helpful. Another fight I really would like to see, two fights I like to see is Nonito Donaire versus Abner Mares, or Nonito Donaire versus Guillermo Rubendahl. Either one of those fights would be good and helpful for 2013. Even though I think Nonito Donaire will beat both of them, I still think it'll be two great fights for the sport. Fights that we'll all love to see. Another fight I'll love to see, Adrian Broner versus Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns been beating up a lot of bums, and Adrian Broner, they were saying that he was beating up bums, and then he beat the shit out of Antonio DeMarco. So now you can't say he's been beating up bums, because Antonio DeMarco is not a bum. So Adrian Broner, I hope he fights Ricky the Bum Burns, and unifies the titles. And a lot of people want to see him and Gamboa fight. I don't really want to see that fight. I feel like Gamboa's too short. He's short to fight at 130 or 140, because I feel like Adrian Broner's only gonna go up. He's big. He has a big body. He has trouble cutting weight. I think he's gonna go up to 140 anytime soon, and I would like to see him fight Danny Garcia. That's a good fight right there. Danny Garcia versus Adrian Broner is a good fight. Even though I think Adrian Broner will pick him apart unless Danny Garcia lands one of his counter punches. And another fight I would like to see is Juan Manuel Marquez versus Timothy Bradley. After Juan Manuel Marquez knocked out over Manny Pacquiao, I think it's only right to make this fight at 147. Marquez looks good. His body's in shape. He looks good at 147. That's a fight I really want to see. And I know plenty of other people that want to see this fight. I think Marquez would get a 10-9 round TKO stoppage over Timothy Bradley, even though he's about to turn 40. He still has it, man. He still has it. We just seen it with the knockout over Pacquiao. We all know Pacquiao has a strong chin. And yeah, that's the fight I want to see. I know plenty of other people want to see that fight also. Another fight I want to see is Shane Mosley said he'll come back if he fights Paulie Malignaggi, and I would like to see that fight, because me personally, I don't like Paulie Malignaggi, and I would like to see Shane Mosley capture another title, even though that title's fucking whack right now. But yeah, I like to see Shane Mosley's a legend. I like to see him come back and beat the shit out of Paulie Malignaggi, knock his ass out. That's a fight I like to see in 2013 happen. You know, Sheamus is old. He still has it. I just think he doesn't have it at 154. I think 147 is a good is weight for him. And if he can make if they make the fight, we're probably more than likely. I wouldn't mind watching that fight. That's a good fight. Another fight I want to see is um I want to see Marcos Maidana versus Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman just beat Quintana by like the fourth round knockout. And Marcos Maidana just won this Saturday against some dude in Argentina. Not really sure who the guy was, but that's a fight I like to see, and I think that's a fight that I heard or I read that they're planning on making. That's a very interesting fight. Keith Thurman, a young up and coming fighter, is looking good with knockout power. That's a fight I like to see, and I'm pretty sure plenty of others like to see. Another great fight, Erizonda Lara versus Canelo Alvarez. That's a fight everybody wants to see, but Golden Boy is trying to take care of Canelo and give him a big fight. And everybody wants to see Mayweather versus Canelo. I think the Mayweather versus Pacquiao is out of the window already. Nobody should talk about that. Uh, Canelo versus Lara is a good fight. I want to see that. I think plenty of other people want to see that fight happen, and I think it should happen. I think the fans deserve that fight, and I think Lara deserves that fight. Even though I think Canelo has the skills to stop Lara, but that's a good fight, and we all deserve to watch that. And a fight for Mayweather, I think a good fight for Mayweather could be Canelo, but I just don't think he deserves it yet. A good fight for Mayweather could be Austin Trout or Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero just came off big victory over Andre Berto, whooped him across the whole ring. I think he looked good. I think him and Mayweather be a good fight, and I think Mayweather would win, but you never know. It's boxing. Anything could happen. We've seen plenty of upsets happen. 2012, and there could be plenty of upsets that could happen 2013. So yeah, Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero is a fight that I would like to see. Plenty of other people would like to see, and yeah, it's basically all the fights. Oh no, there's other fights in the middleweight division. I don't know the dude's name. Prologue, something like that. I'm not sure. Fights at 160. I like to see him fight Sergio Martinez. Get title shot with Sergio Martinez. That'll be a very good fight. And the super middleweight division, Andre Ward. Andre Ward just basically cleaned up his division. He cleaned up 168. There's nobody at 168. There's no one. No one at 168 for him to fight. And that's why he's ranked. That's why I have him number one pound for pound. That's why I have him the pound for pound king, Andre Ward, because he cleaned the division. Nobody has cleaned their division the way Andre Ward cleaned 168. And from there on up, there's not plenty other fights to make. I mean, heavyweight's pretty much dead. We just seen Deontay Wilder with the big knockout this Saturday, and I just want to see him keep progressing. But it's like people say he's fighting bums, but that's all there is in the heavyweight division. There's only bums in the heavyweight division at this moment, which sucks. But yeah, that's basically all the fights I want to see for 2013. Let me know what you guys think, and what fights do you guys like to see. Comment below, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Boxing Opinion, where I talk about boxing and give new news and my predictions on fights, and I'll be scoring fights as I'm watching them. So yeah, help me out. Follow me on Twitter at Boxing Opinion. Thanks, and until next time.